Hello guys, we are here for Starladder Season 5, Mouzeport versus 4FC. Thanks for tuning in. We just had no Titan going up against... I don't remember. 3D Max it was, yeah, here we are. Okay, awesome. Now I can rest in peace. And now we have, of course, the Germans, without Kuroki, unfortunately, up against 4FC. So let's see how Koikva, I was taught how to pronounce his name, Koikva, how he does in place of the big old Kuro who has answered his calling to a higher purpose in esports, into, well, one of the top teams in Europe, if not the top team at the moment, in Navi. No one blames him for that. But of course, he is still on very good terms with his German friends from Mouz. He's taught them a lot, and they have all grown so much. And they have shown that even without their legendary captain, they're able to hold their own. And now they got Koikva helping them out. Let's hope that they will synergize well together, and that they will, well, how to say, that they will get used to each other very quickly, and that they will continue improving and growing, even though that great Dota 2 legend, or Dota legend in general, isn't their captain anymore. They've been performing quite well as of late. They got their next test coming at 4FC, a squad that has been around the competitive scene for quite a long time, consisting of Eres, Loco, Krilly, Boomski, Strangby, and Nose. They first picked Coddle, and don't you dare pick up that Phantom Lancer, guys. Don't do it. But Black already prepared for this in the draft by picking up the Shadow Demon. He does a pretty good job going up against that one, and the Darkseer. So, many possible illusions of that PL. But when I see that Coddle first pick and I see Phantom Lancer still in the pool, I can't really help myself but to think back to game number 4 of the grand final for the G League. Man, that was painful to watch.
5 seconds
anyway, 40 seconds, I think it was 40 seconds, no, 50 seconds of a penalty on the bonus time, because Feta, there I said it, I called you out, you were the guy late on Mouzeport. He was probably fixing up his nickname here a little bit. This guy's nicknames, I don't understand him. He's a very weird fellow, very weird. No, he's a cool guy, funny people. Paz, of course, and Alex and Black, alongside Feta, the 4 players that have grown so much. I mean, Black, of course, he's been competitive a lot longer, or not a lot, but quite a while longer than the other 3. But all of them have gelled so much. And now with Koikva, the 5th German player amongst them 4, they again have a full-on German squad. And let's hope their success doesn't wear off after Kuroki left them. Of course, we wish Mouzeport all the best. Now, 4FC, with the Phantom Lancer in the pool, they do decide to go for Gyrocopter and the Lifestealer. So dual carry, by the looks of it. We have seen Gyrocopter being run as a support, but I don't think that we will see it this time around. And to be honest, I think Mouzeport would have liked to pick up Gyrocopter themselves. Feta, known for his gyro solo mid, he plays a very strong Gyrocopter, and usually the success, a large part of Gyrocopter's success is built around the fact that players have a hard time really realizing or considering the amount of damage that Rocket Barrage puts out. It has a very low cooldown, does a crap load of damage if there's not a lot of creeps to help you out to disperse. And overall, just a really amazing item. Nature's Prophet is the 4th pick for Mouzeport, so some global presence for them, some split push, some jungling potential, counter push, and a lot of other stuff. Just overall a nice hero to have on your lineup. And it's always, you know, against the Nature's Prophet, it's, you know, he wasn't really nerfed or buffed in the past while. He's just always been around. Back in the Dota 1 days, he was first banned material, especially during the, not the Dota 1 days, I mean, also during the Dota 1 days, but I was talking about the international 1 days. Man, because he just faded, went out of style. You know, it's not like he's any less powerful. It's not like his split push potential is any less threatening or scary. It's Prophet, an amazing hero to punish, you know, inefficient minimap movement from the enemy. So is Brute Mother, for example. We saw Brute Mother a few days ago from No Tidehunter. I think it was No Tidehunter. Very smart draft. It was very cool. A last pick Brute Mother, in my mind, is very underrated, because you can really I mean, if you see the enemy lineup with no Sand King, no Darkseer, and generally a lack of anti-push, and you know they're going for a tri-lane, and then the solo lane hero will have, and the solo lane hero would be screwed against the Brood, then last pick the Brood Mother if your lineup allows it. It's a really strong pickup because it will force the enemy to rotate, it will give your Brood good farm, you will have a dominant presence on a lane for a majority of the game, and it just a lot of good things come from it. But let's catch up on the draft here. The last bans up for 4FC, as you can see, are the Clinks, the Jugger, and the Anti-Mage, whereas Mousesports take out even the Visage, which is interesting, and Magnus, and the Phantom Lancer. So even though 4FC did pick up Gyro and Lifestealer, Mousesports still gets rid of the PL. First pick in the second pick phase is the Rubik. The penalty, Quint, the Flint, it works, I think, as soon as you're 2 minutes, or is it? I don't know how it works. It's in the rules somewhere, but however long Feta was late, that constitutes 50-second penalty. There you go. Now, fourth pick for Mouse.
10 seconds remaining.
They, well, if they don't go for the solo mid Nature's Prophet, which I'm pretty fond of, I really like a solo mid Nature's Prophet, then they need a solo mid hero and a hard carry. So there's that hard carry. The long lane solo Darkseer, Shadow Demon will be supporting, and yeah, now either a jungler, a support, or a solo mid. Haven't seen Luna in a while. That will be Black's Luna right there. Paz will be playing the Darkseer. We got Alex most likely on the Shadow Demon. Koikva maybe on the Nature's Prophet, not so sure. And then Feta on the solo mid hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Last pick for 4FC. What could they use? Well, actually, they might actually, yes, I think they will do a offensive tri-lane with Coddle, Lifestealer, Rubik, solo mid, or safely in the Gyro, and they might also be looking for a solo mid like a Queen of Pain, or something else that's mobile to bring in the Lifestealer up close and personal, like a Puck or a Storm Spirit. I think Puck wouldn't do that much in this scenario. I think a Storm Spirit, for example, might be good, or even a Queen of Pain. I think Queen of Pain would be cool. But they might, of course, also do the Gyrocopter solo mid. They might be looking for a safe lane solo farmer. So they could go Gyro mid, and maybe like even a Lone Druid could work on the safe lane, and then do the aggressive tri lane.
5 seconds remaining.
So yeah. And it's a clock. So they have the Clockwork Goblin, the Rubik, the Lifestealer, the Gyro, and the Coddle. The laning, I think the only surprise would be which lane Clock and which lane Gyro would be. I mean, they could also do the Lifestealer, Rubik, and Coddle on the safe lane. That also works. And then throw Clock on the long lane. Last pick for Luna, for Mousesports.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, something like a Queen of Pain would be strong, but of course Lifestealer will, in most cases, be the biggest nuisance. Coddle might be out of range for all those nukes anyway, most of the time. So only Rubik would really be a viable target for Queen of Pain, because Gyro, you know, in the earlier stages of the game, he will also have big problems dealing with Quap, but then later on he'll have the BKB nonetheless.
10 seconds remaining.
In before Void for Mouse, says Kitsund in the chat. Yep, almost, man. But good call, nonetheless. Actually, you said in before Void. Let me check the stream here, where you are at. No, they already had the Luna, man. Okay, so actually Paz is playing the Venge. Oh yes, Paz moved away from the solo long lane role. I forgot. Yes, I think he actually moved away from the solo long lane. So Koikva, he's doing the Darkseer. Paz on number 4 and Alex on 5. Black on 1 and then Fade on 2 on the Nature's Prophet. So we will actually see a Nature's Prophet solo mid. I love it. I'm loving it. Alright guys, the game's about to start. Grab yourself some beer or some tea, some water or some juice, or some Coke or some ice cream, or do some push-ups. Do something physically active while we're waiting on the game to start. I will drink tea. Alright. Looking forward to this one, guys. Again, this is Starladder Season 5, 4FC versus Mouz. Oh, Rubik. Boomski pausing the game. Krilly got to run to the toilet. Strangby playing the Cardinal. Nose on Gyro. Krilly on Lifestealer. And the last one, Ares Loco. Will be playing... Which hero did they draft? Man. I don't know. So of all the people that are currently in the chat and they can see this pause up, what was the last hero 4FC drafted? Answer before the 2-minute delay is over and you win a cookie. We'll go over to Mouse Sports Squad in the meantime. Koikva, as I said, Nature's Prophet, Paz on Venge. Alex will be playing Shadow Demon. Feta on Darkseer. Okay. And then Black on Luna. Interesting, they switched this around. So, solo mid Darkseer and long lane solo Nature's Prophet by the looks of it, but I might be wrong again. We'll see. We'll see. A nice query here by Mouse. Shout out to their sponsors, BenQ, Guile, Razor, and Tortec. Shout out to 4FC's sponsor. So we're waiting. I mean, the Vengeful Spirit, I mean, that's a relatively, rare pick in the competitive scene. Her aura is really strong. She's overall a very powerful hero, and I asked some pros this before, and really the only reason... Oh, Clockwork, yes, that it was. The only reason Vengeful Spirit is not picked as often is because of her low attack range. Because her low attack range translates into a weak laning phase, and laning is extremely important in the way the game is currently played. So there you have it, guys. VS, that's the reason why. But Na'Vi, man, maybe like a year ago, they were being very successful with the whole Venomancer, Vengeful dual mid lane. That was really awesome. Khavas played the VS with the Veno in mid. That was pretty strong. Alright, that's a reboot. Man, yeah, that reminds me, yesterday during the EMS 1 that was funny. I'll have another drink of tea quickly. Yesterday during the raid call EMS 1, cup number 4, I did 3 games and it was, I think it was almost 4 hours I cast. Yeah, I think just over, and that was in large part due to pauses during the game. Alex. Treon's being sent out. Let's check the items quickly. Oh, look at that. The Gyro going for the Wraith Band, getting stacked, or getting pulled some tangos already. Man, that's interesting. Feta also loves doing this with Gyro, stacking up the bonus damage early on, so he has better last-hitting capabilities early on, and then just dominate the enemy hero during the laning phase, during the early laning phase. Get a fast bottle, and then just dominate. Just dominate. Not a single one of you people wrote in chat that it was the Clockwork that they last picked. I'm disappointed. Check my Skype quickly here if there's anything I missed. Alright, so for the semi-final, match number 2 for the raid called EMS 1, we have No Tidehunter versus Rock's Kiss being cast by... being cast by who? By Toby. Feta says, how up, Epi? That means, you rock, buddy. Such a nice little guy. MC Twitch. MC Twitch, Twitch Cloak. Twitch Cloak MC. Twitch Cloaky. Weird zombie. In case you, one thing that's really cool about the Gyrocopter when he attacks, that when he shoots with his left barrel, then he pushes his left fist forward, and if he attacks with his right barrel, he pushes with his right fist forward, and it looks really goofy. Because you would think that he would use that to steer his vehicle, but no, he used it to control his cannons. And his cannons shoot one single shot, even though you can see it has several barrels here. But I digress. The Determined Grieval here, owned by Strangby. Looking forward to the next festivities special from Valve. Maybe they will do something cool for Easter. Maybe they will hide items on the map, like a Divine Rapier somewhere hidden in the jungle early on. That'd be pretty funny for about 2 seconds, and then it will be not funny anymore. I would totally do it though. I would like if they were to hide a Divine Rapier like right here, just during Easter time. Like not even say anything. Or hide it somewhere where people wouldn't really look. You put it right in between these trees here. And you know, whoever finds it, good job. You earn yourself a Divine Rapier, and then it will get patched. And it will get discovered in like the grand final for the Defense Season 3. That'd be awesome. Some drawings being thrown out here. Hi. All. So yeah, I am pretty much out of things to say. I believe. AKA Snelgen Bregneck. What a guy. Let's go for... No. I really don't like most of the announcers. I don't think they're really awesome. Maybe they just annoy me after a while. I would like to see another level 1 Roshan sometime soon. But I doubt that with these lineups we will see it. They would have probably moved way faster already. So Nakes and Rubik heading down. Will be a save for a offensive trial lane. I'm not so sure. Not so sure. Alright, this restart from Eres Loco. Taking a while. Ah, boy. Dum dum dum. Alright, we got the admin now. That might have been the longest computer restart I have ever experienced. This is some 1995 shit. Alex. Mouse sports are always the trolly kind of people when it comes to tournaments like this. In the meantime, let's have a look at what can we have a look at? Something that's interesting. Not sure. Oh boy. Smoke on Cardle. That's one thing we see super rarely, if ever, in public games is a level 1 smoke right off the bat from supports. Although it's really, really cool. Yes, Iron Mask 7-5. I agree. The Juggernaut announcer, he's okay. I think he's okay. Let's actually go with the Pirate right now. See how he is. Who should I go for here for the mega kill? Let's go for the Bastion mega kill announcer. Okay. Eres loco. Ah, my God, he's back, guys. Don't fret, Eres Loco is back. Wouldn't it be hilarious if we needed another restart right now? I think we'd all cry. Alright, here we go. Eres Loco, welcome back, says Alex. Alright. Alright. Yes. Okay. So, game about to start, guys. Treon's scouting out what's going on inside the enemy jungle. Defensive tri-lane. Okay. Defensive tri-lane for black. We'll see how well Luna will do against both a Gyro and a Nyx. I think with the Clockwork might also pose some problems. So in the overall grand scheme of things, I think one clutch here will be Koikva's Nature's Prophet. And since he will be doing the long lane, I'm not so sure if he will hit his peak when he needs to. I can see Mouz having a problem in the physical damage output area, because not only is Clockwork pretty tanky, I think Rubik and Cardle will opt to go for relatively quick, what's it called? Well, maybe Ghost Scepter is not the greatest idea, because Mouse has a lot of magical damage as well. But I think Clockwork and Nyx will be the biggest problem, because later on they might be a bit tanky to bring down quickly. But we will see. Already a nice Observer Ward here for the top rune spot. Invis picked up by Rubik. And Koikva actually heading into the jungle first. So, abandoning the long lane. And that's really nice. Going for the Gloves of Haste, and you need essentially 4 clarities. And then you're good to go. That way, by many people in the competitive scene, regarded to as the best level 1 build you can go for on the Nature's Prophet, because it will give you the fastest possible Hand of Midas. And, yeah. And going on to, if you know you're going to have a rough time with the long lane, you might as well just go into the jungle on level 1. But I don't know who it was, a co-caster from me, I think it was Merlini or another pro player, who said that people shouldn't overestimate leaving the long lane all free, because of course the obvious thing is you're giving the free farm to the enemy hard carry, but you're also freeing up support. So as you can see, the Rubik right now roaming from bottom all the way toward the top lane, and he can now start de-warding and warding, giving vision. And if they had the Nature's Prophet on the long lane right now, the Rubik couldn't do this. So even though you're doing a good choice by going into the woods and getting your golden levels there in peace, without really being disturbed, you are freeing the movement from the supports of the enemy, and thus you are essentially putting your solo mid at risk. But Feta, of course, he knows how to play under fire, doing some good blocking down here, and he actually manages to pull the wave all the way back into his favor. And I managed to miss the first blood on top. Mouse striking early and hard against the Clockwork Goblin. So first blood goes to Mouse. Must have been an amazing execution of first blood. Black actually opted to go for the aura on level 3. That's a nice switch off for additional last hit potential. So he already has his tranquil boots up if he wants them. Nyx in the meantime behind black in last hits, but in mid we have Gyrocopter winning in last hits against the Dark Steer. And Fata already resorting to ball throwing. Again, there's that disruption. Where's that stun from Paz? He doesn't have the mana for it. So just to right click, but he's actually blocked in. The cogs with the disruption illusions is actually the prison of death for our little clockwork. Second death in just under 3 minutes for 4FC. The long lane really not going so well for him. Koikva down 2 clarity potions, 12 last hits up inside the jungle. Curly 16 last hits, 18 on black. Middle lane, Mouz is doing a really good job with the last hits. The boots already flying out for him. And Eres Loco, only 1 last hit to his name, and black might now complete up his tranquils. So really good farm as we are used to by the hard carry of Mouse Sports. And yeah, pretty good stuff so far. Curly on bot, just farming away peacefully, 20 and 5. We'll see. It will come down to how much utility they can offer their team. This ward, man, this is doing so much work for Mouse Sports. Paz waiting, looking for. Oh man, but he's now not getting his stun. Yes, he's actually getting it out now. Black still in his way with a level 2 nuke. He's dead. He's absolutely dead, and black is not even bothered to use his mana on him. Down goes Clockwork for a 3rd time. And this time around, he might actually think about not going back on the top lane. But then again, he doesn't really have that many options, so he just heads up toward the top. And really, this ward right here has paid for itself a million times over, at least, by now. Because we saw Mouse supports already rotating into the middle lane. They said, oh, look at that. There's Clockwork again. Let's swoop around and go. And there you had it. Down he went. 1k gold already up on black, about to level 6. Let's check out the level on Nakes. Also about to level 6. Already the Midas recipe. What will black go for? Obviously, probably not a Midas. Middle lane, 28 on the Darkseer, 20 on Darkseer, 28 on Nose. And now this time around we got Clockwork just hanging back at his tier 1. And now the rotation comes. Smoke cover from Mouseboards. And man, these guys, it is... I'm loving it. Loving it so much. Even though Kuroki left Mouseboards, the knowledge is there and it stays there. We do see Nose now hanging back a little bit more defensively, because they probably saw the smoke in the inventory of one of the supports, and now they're off the map. So he's in a really good position. You know, we can see this right here is the line where, for example, moves like this would have to come from here. But he knows that the 2 supports for the tri-lane, they would have to come from here, and that's why he's staying on the other side of the tower. Now the smoke wore off, and the supports moved themselves back toward the top lane. So a great play by the Gyro in mid. So the middle lane is going the way of 4FC for sure, and that also gave our Eres Loco a little bit of a breather here. He slows down his creep wave as good as he can. Maybe a little bit too much. If he had pulled it just around here, then the tower wouldn't have been able to attack, and that we could have held it there. But there's no way of him for controlling the duration of the cogs, so. In the meantime now, we got 4FC transitioning into a push here. They're using that first catapult. But man, Fata already rotating down toward the bottom lane. I'm liking this. This is really awesome. Keep the light doing some good damage. And Fata needs to be careful. His positioning is watching out for it, because the dangerous skill is that telekinesis. Because a skilled Rubik will just wait until he sees the Darkseer going for his surge, and then he will just disable him. But the tier 1 is taking a crowd roll punishment. Now top lane, the nuke goes off from black, you can just dive him. Oh, black, what are you doing, buddy? There he goes. 4-0 for Mouse Sports. Bottom lane, Fata staying defensive. He's letting that tower tank it up as long as possible. It will eventually fall, but he's stalling it up as long as he can. Here we go. He's trying to go for the deny. No, he's actually backing out. He realizes that it is far too dangerous to try and go in for the deny. Instead, he just hangs around. It's a 4-0 for Mouse Sports. Let's actually switch over to the gold per minute at this point. So that's that gold coming in from the tower. And that is the kills. So Overall, Mouseboard's still fine. They're behind one tower and ahead in gold. No, just barely behind in gold. Clockwork, level 4. Nature's Prophet, level 7. So he's, wow. This is really, really awesome for Mousesports. So they have, let's check out the levels quickly. This is really big, look at that. This is really, really big for Mousesports. The supports are slightly behind the enemy long range solo and the enemy support, but it is still overall looking pretty good for Mouse. It's going to come down to how well they will be able to utilize this Prophet now. Already now on level 8. Rotation coming in. Prophet has enough mana for the TP. Alex rotating around. And that is one dead Clockwork. Let's check the items quickly. There's actually TPs on everybody on 4FC. Middle lane. What do we see here? Fada taking a crap load of punishment. He has an Invis rune. Another dive is coming in from Alex. There he goes. Paz diving in for the nuke. That's just perfect play right there. Even support TPs wouldn't have been enough to help the clock. And Paz, his positioning was tremendous. He was the disruption, and Paz moved himself right up to here, so he was inside the cast range for his nuke, but outside the cog range, which would range right around here. And he just hit S, went for the stun. Good reaction here. So a very fast learning curve from Paz here also. I mean, he did get his mana burned once, but it didn't happen again ever since. Down here, Lifestealer with his Midas, 60 and 11. But I think this Nature's Prophet is a ticking time bomb for FC. Mouseboards haven't utilized the Nature's Prophet yet. He's just been AFK farming in the jungle, and now he's way more powerful than necessary to go onto lane and farm there. And now he's already able to go push, split push. He can maybe bring a Basilius right now if he wants to. That way he can act as a kind of a brood mother. Just a split pusher. Chainmail already up on Darkseer. So we'll see Feta building into a mech most likely. Now a rotation from Alex back toward the bottom lane. 2-0-2, his roaming very, very strong. Keeping up his support business, and Paz 0-0-5. Level 5, and prioritizing the Vengeance Aura. So using the stun solely for that, the disable, not the damage or anything else. The Lone Rider pushing in relentlessly. And Black already has a Yasha up. Chicken flying out, what is it delivering? Just completing up the wand. Freeing out some item slots. And now I can see both graphs slowly moving into Mousesport's favor. The experience graph has been there for a while, and now the gold graph also tipped over. And Black will now just simply push this. Rubik showed himself. Paz on top to help out. Bottom Krilly. Level 9. Power Treads Midas. Soon he will have his armlet. But still a good amount of gold away. About 1,500 gold, I'd say. Something like that. Yasha, phase boots on Gyro. He's also been doing a good job farming. Top lane Black sets up his stun, but there's no follow-up for Paz. He's just hanging outside the fog. So if we go into the vision of 4FC right now, then they weren't able to see Paz. So they don't know where he is. The rotation from the supports out toward the top lane might have actually been successful, but they do decide against it. They go back toward the mid. Clockwork. And I think the most important thing is just keeping Clock down. You know, don't give him the experience he really needs. And he's not even level 6 yet, so that's a great success. Great success for Mousesports. 0-5 on Clock, so he's died a crap load. Incoming! Water lane, Alex, all by himself against the Nags, but he does have his Demonic Purge, so he's fine. He can't really die against him. 84 last hits on our Gyrocopter. Luna 89. Black's lasting capabilities just really impressive. One of the strongest hard carry players in Europe. Gyrocopter hasn't really left his lane yet, just been farming away in peace. I would like to see some movement out of him here relatively soon. Or at least see 4FC grouping up a bit here. Maybe help out the clockwork so that he can... Okay, he's level 6 already up. So I would like to see some rotation from him after this creep wave here is down. Black. Very relentless. Now Pass shows himself on bot, and they're pushing. Well, they're actually diving in on Ares Loco. TP came in from Nature's Prophet, and the ulti now used from Black, waiting for the support TPs. Clockwork first one to go down. Pass in the meantime gets focused out by Lifestealer. Now Black tries to TP out, not successful. 2-for-1 exchange, not very good for Mouz. A great reaction from 4FC as a unit here reacting and taking on the fight. They lost Clock for a 6th time, but at least they were able to kill the enemy hard carry, and they were able to kill a support for their long lane hero. On bottom lane, Alex trying to split push like a madman. Very effective. And there's that Lifestealer armlet. 90 gold away. 85. 80.
Radiant's bottom tower be under attack.
Now Koikva. 2.2k gold. Now Krill comes in. There's an open wound. Demonic Purge gets thrown out. He can actually disrupt himself if he would like to do that. There's that hook shot now from Ares Loco. He disrupts the enemy. Oh, where's that damage? Good sprout by Koikva. That was really, really strong. That must have been a very tough sprout to pull off there. I don't know if he really clicked the nakes or if he tried to click. I don't know how he did it. But Paz was so happy about that he actually decided to go for a kill on the gyrocopter with the help of Paz. So swap was used, the stun was used, everything was used there, and they're all very low in HP. So that's what a gyrocopter can do against, even if he's outnumbered, he can deal a crap load of damage in a very short amount of time. Some dewarding happening by Alex.
Radiant's middle tower be under attack.
Alright, now the battle of the warding or the dewarding is going on. Bottom lane, Nake's in trouble. Demonic Purge gets thrown up. Black is here, and he goes for the ulti, goes for Rage and TP, and there's nothing he can do about it. Nothing Mousesports can do about it. He gets out. And now Mousesports should go and push the bottom tier 1, I think. Nake's immediately on his way. No phase boost, just the power treads. It's gonna be a while, but the supports are here. Keep the light is down here also, so no tower for Mousesports by the looks of it. Instead, though, they could do a rotation. Nature's Prophet has the ulti, he has his TP too. They can go in middle lane onto Nose. TP not coming in. I think they could have really initiated now onto the gyro. That would have been a really cool move, I think. But yeah, Nature's Prophet instead just decides to die against the Rubik. Black almost has his Manta style. I think 4FC actually doing quite well, to be honest. The experience, of course, is in favor of Mousesports, but they're looking good. I mean, they have the gyro, they have the nakes. They're looking good for the late game. The Darkseer will be very important and very clutch. The wall and the illusions will need to contribute their fair part in the team fights. Granted, Black has a very fast Manta style, 121 last hit, 60 minutes into the game. That's pretty strong. 4-1 and 2. Middle lane now, the fight's happening. Support TP is coming. First one to go down is actually Paz, and the rest of Mousesports just back out. There really wasn't anything that they could do. Paz drops 4-7, and now Mousesports actually goes for the top.
Radiant structures be fortified. For now. Radiant's
Black,
top tower be under attack.
for some reason, just decided to stop attacking. Here they go. Horse seats coming in, and there's that Manta style now on your Luna. So she's a lot tankier now. She of course has the Manta split, and there's just a lot of global presence from this lineup. Black can just stay on lane and be pretty survivable. The Nature's Prophet is pushing the bottom lane simultaneously, and that frees up the map a bit for Mousesports because it's 4FC that have to react. You know, they have to decide how they want to go about this. What's Fada doing? Level 12 now. That's the second point in his wall of replica. Out of mana though. There's the armlet now on Krilly. And let's check the items quickly. So there's a mech down on both sides. One on Darkseer, one on Caudle. Also the Manta Slayer being attempted by Gyrocopter, not that far off, about 760 gold, and he'll be there. So judging by the rate that he's farming at right now, in about 2 minutes latest, he'll have it. Back to base for Koikwa. Shadowblade up on him. And now I think that's a nice build for Nature's Prophet in general, because as I was saying in the beginning of the game, I think Mousesports have an issue, potentially an issue with their physical DPS output. But to be honest, now with Nature's Prophet having such a good start, a fast Midas into a Shadowblade, especially with the aura from VS, they have more than enough damage. Now there's a Demonic Purge on the Krill. He can't TP out, but he still has the rage, so he's really careful about that. He's still just sticking around. Clockwork's hook shot, you gotta watch out for that. Look at Paz's positioning. He's a very hard target to hit. Now he could go for it if he wanted to, but it's very elusive. It only appears for the target, only possible for a few seconds. Now Feta, man, he knows what's up. Hook shot misses. Good play by Feta once more. Alex goes for the defense. No, not a defensive, but an offensive disruption. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet drops the Keeper of the Light once again. Not once again, but before that he actually, yes, to Rubik I think he died. And now he died again. To the Caudle. Rocket flying after Black, and he doesn't have anything. He has the cliff, so he might even die to this rocket. No, it's level 1 I think. But the right click's going to be there. Rocket Barrage. Black drops. Support TP. Not in time. Passes here. He's going to go for the stun. Yes, there it is. Feta also here. I know he's in trouble. The dive coming. Rocket flying through. 4FC actually putting up a strong fight against Mouz here. I don't know what's up with Koikva. He's 0-2 and 2. I haven't seen that death on top lane from him, but you know Black was around obviously. I guess they got the tier 1. I don't know if he's saving up his Midas for a big neutral creep or if he's just forgetting it. At least now I would expect him to use it on a big creep. No, he's rotating away from the creeps. Oh, that's because his teammate's getting attacked. Alex, first one to go down. Now Black under siege. Still has the Manta Slayer. He could have actually manned up and fought. He still has his ultimate too. Now I don't know what's up with that. Manta Split. Nuke goes out. Life Stealer. That was a WTF moment in your life right there. Black going around. The mini stun is here. Clockwork should be able to TP out. Down he goes. Double kill for Black. Good play by him. Just balls of steel on the guy. He still has the Manta Slayer. Still has the ulti. Doesn't use either. Just kills 2 heroes like that. Cool guy. TP bot from Caudle. And that's, you know, if you like playing Keeper of the Light, that's what you gotta watch out for. Where's the push coming in and where do I need to be? Keeper of the Light realizes he needs to be on bottom lane for that level 4 Illuminate. He will end this push with this one nuke. Blinding Light also used. Persistency coming out. Now there's support TPs coming in. That's the end of that push. Alright. You gotta be able to aim your horses too. But yeah, in the meantime, Black and mid pushes to tier 1. Again, 2800 gold on him by now. So I think the next item will be very important for Luna. Deciding what to go for. He has the option right now to go for a fast butterfly, or he can opt for something else. No, he has the choice. He can go for a butterfly right now or that BKB. I think the butterfly would be a great choice. We'll see. 3.1k gold. Usually they say that you should, if you go for a butterfly, buy up the Talisman of Evasion first. But I am by no means on the same level as Black is, so I will just observe and learn. I think we might see an Eagle Song pickup. Or is he? No? Okay, we saw him doing a step into the Roche Pit. That was indicative of him going for the Eagle Song purchase. But now instead he spent some gold and has the courier flying out. I think that was maybe an overruling call from team captain, which would be Feta or Alex at this point, I think. But yeah, there's that Ogre Club, just to beef up a bit going for the BKB. So they want survivability on him.
Dire's top tower be under attack.
No, I don't know. We got Nature's Prophet going for the Sheep Stick, so you know, if Nature's Prophet would have gone for more of a damage build, then perhaps it would have. Well, Sheep Stick, you can never really go wrong with that, especially against Nags. It's just whatever you prefer. So after this Roshan, if Black gets the last hit, then he will have his.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Immortality.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that BKB completed on him. Immediately sends it out. And now Mouz will need to look for the team fights. Black in mid, eating some flak damage. Flak cannon, such a powerful skill. It is really, really strong. A 1000 attack radius. I think many players underestimate the large range of that flak. Strangby already has a 4 staff up, which reminds me, let's check out the items. Cloak, amazing. BKB also being no, I'm sorry, that was a brain fart. It's 2 Mithril Hammers, it's a Desolator of course for the Nags. No, Black getting surged up, looking for stragglers. Strangby eats a nuke, rotates off to the side. So that's the ulti. Oh, he might actually find a chicken. If he keeps running like this, he will find it. He will definitely find it. There it goes. Chicken. He stops. He doesn't go. He goes for the ulti instead, but he disappears in the fog and he doesn't have the vision. But still, the ulti big enough on level 3 or long enough on level 3 to get the kill on Elisa Rubik. And right now, in comes Krilly. He's getting focused though with the ulti back into nose. And wow, what a great wall by the Darkseer. Hook shot in by Ares Loco. BKB now used by Black. And it's a really, really good fight for Mousesports right now. It's a 3 for 1. Strangby gets caught out, forced himself out, but there's just too much Mousesports support. And the only one to survive is Nose on a sliver of HP thanks to an Invis rune. But that was a perfect vacuum wall by our Darkseer. He didn't get his mech out by the looks of it, but wasn't required. He died, but they essentially wiped the enemy team. Okay, minus the gyrocopter, of course.
Radiant's bottom tower be
Really, really good team fight by Mousesports, and now they claim the tier 2 tower on bottom lane. This is result or courtesy of the team fight, and so is this.
bottom tower be down.
And the BKB delayed a little bit on gyrocopter as he didn't spend that time farming. But at least the meta style is up. BKB very important for him, and this is the interesting thing. About 1 or 2 years ago, things like time pushes by the Chinese were almost Chinese exclusive. The Europeans really didn't do it that often. Timing items, and once you have the BKB going for clutch pushes or whatever. But we just saw how important it is. Mousesports on the back of, in large part, of course, by Paz's or Feta's vacuum wall, but also Black's stability with the BKB. That was what made it possible for them to win that team fight so decisively, and also for them to go onto the high ground for a little bit and damage this tier 3. Was the fact that Black had the BKB and the enemy carry, the gyrocopter in this case, did not. I mean, if gyrocopter had a BKB, I think this fight would have gone differently, to say the least. But now Nature's Prophet, on the back of that gold he got from the team fight and all those assists and stuff, he was able to purchase a sheep stick very quickly. 0-2-5 Nature's Prophet with the 26-minute sheep stick, Shadowblade, Midas boots. So this is looking really good for Mousesports at this point. Now we already have an Eagle Song up on Luna, so that's a little bit of a snowball effect right there. That decisive team fight, those towers, that was just very, very good for the economy of Mousesports. Koikva pushing out the bottom a bit, Paz rotating in, going for a 4-star himself, but he isn't that rich. Still needs some more. Pipe mech now down on Darkseer. This guy is tanky as hell. And Black, not that much. Alex, not that much on him. He's just the number 5, Needs to buy wards and stuff like that. Roshan, another 6 minutes left, so about 2 minutes left on that Aegis on Luna. Nature's Prophet hits level 16, courtesy of that Midas kill on the Centaur. And that just pushes out lanes. So as you can see, the entirety of this is just pushed in. Mousesports can just now swap into the middle lane, take out this tier 1, and then decide if they want to go for the team fight or not. But by now, Jarek should have his VKB. There it is, completed up. Plus 800 gold. And it doesn't look like they want to contest this tier 1. Actually, Clockwork looking for the hook shot. He's looking for it. He's going to get Black if he wants to. He can go for it right now. Go for it, buddy. Go for it. There he goes. Hits it. Black goes down. Aegis lost. Koikva goes in. Paz also coming in. The tier 2 is down. They actually now go for the swap, but immediately the rage now from Krilly, and they take out Paz. That wasn't that great. But now Black goes for the ult, but it doesn't deal that much damage. He's going to go down a second time, perhaps. Noah's going after him. The flak cannon wears off. One flak hit him there, and he survives on 13 HP. That was a suboptimal engagement by Mouz Sports. Swapping the Nakes was very unwise, I think. And we saw why. You swap him, he rages, you can't stun him, he kills you. Luna is then kind of out of position because support is gone, and Nakes is way closer to her by default. And she almost died a second time. I think it's a lot of luck that Black didn't die once more here. And yeah. And that's the thing, dual carry strat here on our friends. Nature's Prophet actually disconnected out, so that certainly doesn't help. So to be honest, I think I don't know how they should have done it. You know, maybe I don't know. You know, maybe Nature's Prophet must have been there with the Vengeful Spirit to either hex right after the swap, or TP next to Nakes, hoping to shift Q out a hex fast enough so that then Venge can swap stun, and then they can then try to lock him down. Because if you have a hex with that duration, with a swap and a stun from Venge, and Luna goes for her ultimate in time, then it's yeah, that's a very unfortunate timing. So with the hex, it could have been a lot different. Because Black was here, there were no creeps to disperse the damage. So if the hex would have been there and the ulti from Black, they could have been able to focus Nyx down in time. But in the end, that's what happens. You know, I mean, this was due to a disconnect, I guess, from Nature's Prophet. But this is also what happens time and time again in public games when just the coordination of the team isn't there. You know, you have potentially the best initiation ever, but in the end you just fail and you die and lose a bunch of heroes. And Mech forced out by him. He actually now goes for the pipe. Surges himself away. There's a rocket. He needs to go for the TP, but no mana. Good mana leak now by Strangby. The rocket now flying after him. It's a level 1 rocket still. That really won't do any damage. He can just surge himself away for a while, and he's safe. Luna actually coming from the side. Prophet gets killed on Rubik. Now there's that Hex on Nose. That's a really, really good play by Mouz. Where did all of these Mouz Sports players come from? Double kill on NP. And kill from Luna on the clock. And this was kind of weird and anticlimactic. Strangby. Right. So Mouz Sports, for some reason, that was really weird. I mean, they just lost a team fight in mid, lost the Aegis. Black almost died, and you know, about a felt 2 seconds later, they essentially take racks. Good hook shot by Eris Loco. They trap in Alex. The ulti has been used. He's gonna go down. What's next? Krilly gets hexed. He's gonna get focused now by Mouz Sports. All of them are on pretty low HP. Koikva is the one with the most HP at this point. Fada still chasing even though he's out of mana. And Black now stands his ground and just goes for the melee barracks. Good swap by Paz. A really good swap by Paz here. And Koikva trying to run away. There's that true sight now. And Paz first want to go down. Now Koikva getting chased. Krilly chasing after Black as well as Fada. He's going to have to decide. Is there going to be a surge? There's that surge now on Black. Koikva tries to go into... Oh man, that was a really good sprout. And he's piecing out. Good play by Mouz. They get one side down. And being down one side... Oh, butterfly on Black. Being one side down against the Nature's Prophet is essentially shit. It is one of the worst things that you can have happen, and it sucks, and it makes you hate Dota 2 for at least 2 minutes. Now Koikva, he's getting his damage up there. Let's check the items here, that reminds me. 4 staff finally down on Black, and should be down on... No, VS died here, so Paz, unfortunately poor bastard. And it's interesting to see that they actually switched the role so much. Paz did switch into the support role, but to be honest, I loved him on the long lane. Would like to see him again on the long lane. So we might, after this game, have a quick chat with a Mouz Sports player. We'll see who I will pick. Maybe one of them will have some time. Maybe we'll have a look at black. But we'll see. Maybe I will save that too for like a larger game. Or maybe I'll have a talk with black. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll just hit him up. Pass. Trying to get his goal up with the force staff, but people are stealing his creep kills. Koikva. No. Ah, still not. Oh, pause. Ah. This guy really, really wants his force staff. Oh man. No, he's not getting it. He's not getting that last hit. Oh, there he goes. Finally. Oh man. Black pushing the mid, NP staying on top, now TPing down. That's a really cool positioning by Koikva here. That's actually a really cool positioning by Koikva. He can just pop out of the side and be like, hello guys! The Hex is here! Let's see if Mouz will be the... Yeah, Mouz will probably be the victim of that. Oh. Oh man. There he goes! Nose! Nose! He's gonna get Hex! Koikva, what are you doing, buddy? You still have the Hex, he's not going for it yet. And now the BKB was used on the gyrocopter and he dies. It was interesting to say at least. Now the buyback used. Black goes in with the BKB also, but clearly still Magic Immune now wears off. He goes down. Triple kill on Black. He has everything under control. Not needed. Don't need the Hex. Koikva knew it. Yeah, okay, he bought back and TP'd in for the Hex. Now, Mouseboard seals that deal. Don't know why he was so hesitant on the Hex, but whatever. Mouseboard still wins it. Alright, I'll just give Black a call after this game. And you guys let me know what kind of questions you... If you have any questions for him, then write them in the chat, and then I will be sure to ask him. And the GG gets called. Second game of the night, second and last game of the night for Starladder Season 5 is done. Just a pretty good game. Again, Black just being a boss, carrying like NP. And Ancient dropping. So there you have it, guys. Mouseboard's Takeout 4FC for Starladder Season 5. It was a fun game to watch. Let's see the goal per minute on Black. 748. Alright, that's nothing. Good game by Mouz, guys. I'll stop the recording here. I'll see if Black has some time for a quick chat. If you have any questions, post them in the chat right now. I'll ask him once I have him on Skype. So I'll see you guys here in just a few moments. Thanks for tuning in. This will start at Season 5. Follow me on @EpiCommentary at Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back in a few moments' time with Black. Hopefully.